So my husband does work for that big mobile home company. But one of the perks there that they give us is they send us on these trips, unbelievable trips, all over the world. But sometimes it'll be like Alaska, somewhere like that. Sometimes it's been overseas. But say, for instance, Alaska, we sign up for excursions before we go. My husband signed us up to go on a float plane to see a glacier. And we walk up to this dock, and there's this little float plane floating in the water. And they line us up on this dock, and this little crusty man with a pack of Marlboro Reds comes up to me and says, "What do you weigh?" And I lied. And I watched 9 more people. He asked 9 more people, and I watched them all lie. And I thought, oh my Lord, we're gonna go down. Well, I was taking care of my little mom and daddy. I couldn't tour, so I would go and spend the night with my little mom and daddy, who are 79 and 81. I would go and stay with them, and they would have the thermostat on 82. And we watched Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, and then we would go to bed at 6. Y'all are even living in Florida. So do y'all just keep a bathing suit going all the time? You have to have a bathing suit. Okay, well, I hate to try one on. I'd rather take a bullet. I had that thing about words and bad language because my little mom and daddy never said ugly words, ever. And there was never alcohol in our house until my sister was going to marry a little later in life, and she was going to marry this hoop-de-doo man. And when I say hoop-de-doo, I mean country club. Some country club people like to drink. So we all, to get her married off, started drinking. And my little mama had never had alcohol, got out of my car. She had 2.5 glasses of wine and said, "I can't feel my arms." Thank y'all. I want y'all to know that I can dance. I am coordinated and I'm athletic. I really am. I can bust a move. I'm not good at math. I can't do math. But I can bust a move. But if I had to go to a club, this is how I would dance now if I had to go to a club. Because I don't want to jiggle. And I could see a man going, "What's that?" A man going, "Nothing. That's just a pre-cancer." All right, you dolls, let me look at y'all. All right, most of y'all probably are in my stage of life. Y'all take supplements. I bet we're all on a good probiotic. I hope so. But then I look and I see some younger mamas in here. I see some younger girls. If you've got little children, can you clap for me? You're too tired. Pretty tired. Sound pretty tired. Well, Lord, you got a lot on you. And you know you're going to have to go home and do nasty things to pay for these tickets. I just want to say thank y'all for coming out. My husband, I bet y'all are a lot like him because my husband's like that and very driven and overachiever. And I had to hide from him that I was watching Real Housewives because he thought it was awful. He goes, "What are you watching this mess?" And I would have to get the remote and do this real quick and change it before he got up to the bedroom. And one time he said to me, "By watching this, Leanne, you are single-handedly ruining the United States of America." And I thought, that's a heavy burden to put on me. And And he gives us all this snorkeling equipment, and I've got, you know, all this on. He puts a big old floater thing on me with a strap and throws me into the ocean. And I feel something, and is that an eel? Is that an eel? And then my husband floats up to me. He's got on a big pair of goggles, big thing in his mouth, takes that thing out and looks at me and says, "You want to do it?" All right, so me and my high school boyfriend would get out in his 79 Monte Carlo that was as long as this stage. And we would make out, and then I would go home to my precious mama, Lucille, and say, "Mama, I must have burned my neck on a curling iron." And she knew that was crazy, but anyway, if I said to my husband, "Chuck, suck my neck." Suck my neck, Chuck. As hard as you can. Until you put a bruise on me. If I said that to him, I think he would have a heart attack. But he'd do it. He'd do it. She enjoys office work. And for Santa Claus this past Christmas, she wanted a filing cabinet. And that's what she wanted. And she likes, you know, big tape dispensers and all that kind of stuff. And in our house, she has offices set up all over our house. And she's always talked to herself. And we like to sneak and watch her because she'll be doing office work. She has her little Barbie phone or cell phones and old cordless phones, and she'll be calling people up and chewing them out over the phone. She says, "Well, if you can't get this order in, I'm taking my business elsewhere." She says she wants to work for Geico when she gets older. For her 8th birthday, you know how mamas will call you and say, "What's she into? What can I get her?" And I said, "Well, she needs office supplies." I've got a good friend that has been through a divorce, and I've watched her go through this, and she's really doing well. She's doing great. She's quit eating bread, and she's doing sit-ups in the living room, and she looks like a movie star, and she wants a man. She's ready to get out there and get another man, and it is on like Donkey Kong. And I've sat here, watched her go through this, and I thought, oh my Lord, if I had to get out here and get a man at 57, after I've eaten all this Jell-O. Yes. It would take $1,000 just to groom what all I've got going on. But I want y'all to know that with those first two, I was on top of my game. I really was. I was helping in the classroom, and I was bringing muffins, and I was all up in there. And then at night, I would be doing flashcards, and I'd be drilling those first two. You're going to make 100 on this spelling test, and I mean it. Oh, and they were scared to death. That third baby, I remember asking one of her teachers, "Can she read?" Look at y'all in these half-zip golf pullovers. Hello. That says health insurance to me. All right, y'all make me think of my husband. Let me tell you about him. Because he's got a 401k. And, yeah. Okay, we met at the University of Tennessee.